Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back yet again. It is SLR Tier 1 Round 8, I believe. We are at Spa Classic Track. Joining me today on comms is Iceland. Hello, Ice.
Hello, good evening, everybody. On a new mic here, so uh, would be appreciated if you if you let us know if there are any issues with audio and stuff. But yeah, let's see how this goes with the new mic. But yeah, very excited to be at Spa-Francorchamps. Very legendary track, if I would use this kind of a bit of a cringe way to say it, I guess. But I would say that's fair enough for this track. The I don't know if you have championship standings somewhere on the stream setup, Chief, but we could talk a little bit about those because Justin has a chance to basically ensure his championship today. He's leading by 53 points ahead of this race, and that basically means as long as he finishes ahead of McKender, who is the closest rival, he should win this championship or ensure winning his championship already in this race, which would be what is it, 2 races before the finish, right? So yeah, it's should we say Justin's race to lose this one, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's on mighty form. It's hard to bet against him, but I mean, we have had some really fast drivers join us for the season with the returning Bailey Thompson, who's now got a full-time seat in Sauber. Nidal back after I think he was unable to make lobby last week. Alex Norris, very fast, has not won. But I tell you a guy who has won, and against Justin in Singapore, it was Romain, and he is on the grid today. So yeah, very much looking forward to this. I've practiced with a few of these guys. Christian looked absolutely rapid. Um, yeah, every session I was in, he was like pit stops ahead of me. Um, which is nothing new, but yeah, like Jammy as well. Jammy very fast here in Spa. Spa as well. I mean, the weather. We need to talk about it. There's a lot of rain in
Yeah.
Spa, so we may see some of the wet stuff in either the qualifying or the race.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a big chance here for weather to come into play. And yeah, you talked about Christian. I want to bring him up, and maybe he could bring the challenge to Justin because he took his first Tier 1 win last week in Jeddah in a rather commanding fashion, right? So let's see if he has been able to bring that same form here in Belgium and bring the fight to Justin. I'm just sort of assuming here that Justin is the guy to beat here. I suppose that's the assumption, to be honest, for pretty much every race. So yeah, we'll see. And of course, yeah, Bailey Thompson, as you mentioned, returning driver, has driven a few races already this season. Very good quali pace. Maybe struggled a bit on race pace, and some incidents also didn't really go his way in the last couple of races. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And since we're talking about Belgium and sort of F124, this is going to be extremely low wings. From what I actually understood, that it could even be like 0-0 wings for some people if it's going to be dry at least.
Yeah. Just looking at chat there as well. Hype from Lepson. I'm very hyped for this one. Action Brother says hello. He's a tier 3 full timer. Hello, Action Brother. Christopher Ireland, who I believe is Lars. Uh,
Yep.
Yep, we're back in Spa, yep, and we will be back all week. Tier 2 tomorrow, Tier 3 on Friday. But today it is Tier 1. It's the fastest of the fast in SLR, and it looks grey, but it's dry.
Yeah, dry for now at least. We don't know anything about the weather. Maybe Justin on chat, if you would want to spoil some info for us. What's the weather forecast for this session and maybe even for the race? If
Yeah,
you're listening, that is.
yeah, I think that would be interesting to know. Action Brother Grink says, yeah, oh, yep, dry all, so we got a dry quali
Okay.
and dry race. Excellent.
Yeah. So looks very outcast and gray, but it's gonna be dry.
Yeah, and
Maybe this
oh.
will it like help or make the tire temps more difficult on this track? I'm not really sure.
I don't know if you're seeing the stream right now, but That does not look good.
I mean, but I think that's also a kind of a Belgium issue, that if from that particular camera angle it might look like that, and you can't really do too much about that. Yeah, I think we had that issue on LOR stream once also.
Oh, that looks horrific, but yeah, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, Romain is leading the way. No, it's actually, I think it's Justin actually, might be the lead car here on the outlap. It's getting very busy out there. Yeah, I mean, you only have time for 3 runs at Belgium, so it kind of puts more importance on each run. But you, of course, want to get a good banker in, and some of these guys are going out on mediums. What do you think about that? Medium run in quali, get banker in, save a set of softs?
Yeah, I mean, sure, you can set a banker, but you will definitely want to run the softs if you want to set a competitive time. But yeah, let's take a look on board Justin on this this first flying lap here. So the championship leader, triple champion already in SLR, starts his run DRS Open on the first straight, on toward La Source. Brake at about 100 meters, and then you want to hit the apex here, and you have to be a bit careful on the exit because that curb is very, very high on the outside. Justin tackles that quite well. Onward toward Eau Rouge and Radeon, easily flat out these days. And then we deploy quite a bit of battery down this straight, and DRS Open once again in hot lap mode, and 337 kph down the straight to Les Combes, the chicane, and you have to cut the curbs quite a bit, which Justin does exactly. Malmedy on top of the hill, and then we're going downhill toward Brussels, I think this corner is called. And you have to pick up the throttle, it's a bit slippy here. You have to use the curb on the outside to attack No Name, and looks pretty good for Justin through there. Let's see, commitment through Pouon. This could be flat out in quali trim at least, and yes, it is. No lift on the throttle there for Justin. And then approaching the fast chicane in sector 2. And this also is a very tricky acceleration zone, this next one here, through can't remember the corner name now, I forgot about it already. It's
Steve,
I think it is anyway, yeah. On the back straight, and no DRS here, but still 320 kph through Blanchimont. Easy flat out once again, these cars. And then braking for the bus stop chicane. And here also traction is quite tricky under the main straight. Justin will set a pretty good banker here straight away, and it's gonna be a 41.4. That's a very good banker, I would say.
Yep, 41.4. Quickly beaten by Christian, 41.3. Yep, and they're coming in thick and fast. Bailey P4 with that 41.6. Alex Norris 41.5. So about a tenth between the top, you know, the top guys there. Eversnack's 42.5. McKenna as well, 41.6. So yeah, 41s is going to be the top 10 for sure. Low 41 is going to be pole, I would say. Is a 40 possible, Ice? I think as the track kind of comes to the drivers for a session, that might be possible.
Yeah, I would expect so, because this is kind of an overcast session, and the track should get quite a bit grippier toward the end. And this camera issue that you have also on the Camel Straight is also on my PC, so it's not only you, unfortunately. So that's a bit annoying, but I don't think there's really all that much that we can really do about that. So yeah, Codemasters.
Speedy saying Chief really said that corner is Stowe. I said Steve. What is it called? It's something like Stavelo or something, or
Stavelo, I think it is.
There
actually,
we go.
Yeah.
There
You have like Campus and Stavelo. That's like leading to the back straight, and then you have Blanchimont, the flat out one, the left-hander on
that's right. So Stavelo is the one where if you touch that curb, it can spit you out and kill you. Oh, and I see a driver going off. It's Joel 8. Not at Stavelo, I think that was coming out of No Name. I think.
Yep, and Joel, it's not he's not gonna set a time on this lap, I guess.
Oh, interesting fact as well, Ice. Eagle Ghost is Belgium. This is his home track. He's currently out there with no time, but he's on a lap, so I'm gonna run with him and see how he's doing. Oh, and he goes wide there, but it stays valid. So he must have lifted a good bit there. Yeah, and we'll see him go through the corner that we were just talking about, Stablo.
Yep. And let's see how he gets this right. The outside curve can be a bit slippy, and also this inside curve here, because I remember Keyboard Magnussen in LOR actually throwing away the win by touching that curb on the inside on the final lap of the race, and then I think he lost like 3 positions because of that, because he almost spun and had to like gather all of his speed again. But Eagle Ghost is on his way, breaking into the final corner. Let's see what he sets, and a bit tentative through there, but he will get a time on the board. It's a 43 flat.
Yep, not a bad banker. Something to drive against on his next outing, but yeah, I was gonna say, if you notice, a big feature of this track is the ERS usage. Everybody seems to be saving a lot of ERS for that last, the back straight before bus stop. I would have thought
Yeah.
you would have emptied a lot on the Camel Straight, but yeah, that's not the case.
No, I think that's they want to do that because you do not get DRS onto the back straight, so you relatively gain more by emptying the battery on the back straight without DRS instead of the Camel Straight just going hot lap, I guess, instead of overtake.
There you go. That makes sense. Yep. Nidal on a lap here. The Ferrari guys actually have not got a lap in. Tuna, it joins us as a reserve today, so good to see him on track, although he is not technically on track yet. But his teammate is. Oh, and the back end getting very loose there. You don't want to tip a tire into the gravel, can send the car out. But Nidal keeps control for now. And yeah, this long straight, it's kind of windy straight, if we can call it that. Through Blanchemont, and then the famous bus stop. A big feature here as well with bus stop is the drivers, a lot of them you'll see them switch up the brake pads to prevent the the inevitable tire, you can lose the car basically under heavy braking. So,
yeah, lock in the rears, yeah.
Yeah. But night oil is 41.9, so it was enough for P8.
I mean, yeah, I somewhat agree with you, Speedy, that it's a bit unnecessary that we have to go through the ERS modes, but they do that in real life too, that they use that overtake button on certain places, but yeah. I would also, let's say, for me it would be much better if you just go hot lap and just leave it at that, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it also splits some opinions if you want to use overtake on the hot lap and stuff like that, but yeah.
Yeah, there seems to be some discussion going on in the chat. I can't keep up with it between Speedy and Nico, but
yeah, I see now. Speedy's criticism is more about the that you recharge so quickly, and yeah, and I think there are also those weird glitches that you can keep recharging down the straights even if you do the downshift trick. But it's, yeah, hopefully that's gonna be gone in F125 at least.
I've heard that it is gone. I heard they fixed it basically. So you once you go in and done, it starts recharging as it's supposed to, and then you don't have to do that silly glitch thing where you switch down gears. That annoys me. Yeah,
no, that's good at least.
Because I'm like, tracks like this, it can really help a lot, especially in the long Camel Straight and the back straight. You can really harvest a lot of your ERS, but Adesi crosses the line, 46.1, so are we thinking maybe he's not had a good amount of practice at this track?
Yeah, looks like he's just doing some practice laps. Crystals was also off in Stavelo on the gravel there, so he's still not gonna get a time on the board.
He's missing from wing as well, so that must have been a big moment for him.
Well, okay, I didn't actually notice that. I just saw that he was off.
Gonna have a look at that. Oh my word, Justin, 41.2. So it does improve by a tenth, but I'm on board with Tenari. Flat out for Pouillon, heading into Sector 3, so we should get a Sector 2 time for him, but this will be his first run, so we'll not say if he's improving, as this will be his banker lap, pretty much. Although it's quite late in the session to do a banker lap. And it's a 113.8, which isn't too bad, actually.
Yeah, should be somewhere in the top 8, probably, I would guess. And Tenari, I saw him do like a 41.3 or something in practice earlier when I was checking out what the Finnish boys were doing a few practice laps for this race, and Tunari fighting the car in the final 2 corners, but gets a time on the board, and it's a decent shift for
Wow,
him.
that's even better, and I thought it was going to be 41.4, so very close to Jamie and Noah, and who's that? McKender crossing the line, P2 for him, 41.3, would have beat Justin's previous outing, but not his most recent one, so P2 for McKender. And McKender, I feel for him, man, he's had a lot of bad luck this season.
Let's just say he has not had good luck.
Yeah.
I think more like that in that sense, that he's tried something with the strategy. It hasn't played out because the safety car came out at the wrong time for him and stuff like that. So it's just other guys like Justin, who has. I think it's fair to say he has been lucky, but on the other hand, it feels like if you're on that level, you usually the luck is usually also on your side. So maybe it's just also manufactured luck for him.
Alex Norris
But
up to P3 there, Ice. Improved by 3/10. So that puts Christian down to P4. Christian's sitting in the pits here, so is he just waiting for a final run then?
I guess so. Speedy asking in chat, is holding brake to heat tire still a thing? It's not really a thing in this game anymore.
Nah.
It gives you a little bit, like you can hang on to the temperature a bit doing that, but it's not a thing anymore like it was in the previous game.
Yeah, big feature of this game is under safety car. Your cars are most likely going to be very cold at the start of the safety car restart. The other thing as well is pausing the game before. If you pause one AI for... Yeah, it would have heated up the tires, but that's gone. We noticed that in practice.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gone. So we're going to do some further testing, but as far as I know, it is fixed for now.
Okay.
Oh, Justin's saying almost 3 people have the same Sector 2 time now. That is interesting, because Sector 2 is... There's a lot of time there, isn't there? Usually, if you're down time, it's probably there. You've lost it.
That just tells me that everybody's running the same setup. At least that's what it looks like to me.
Interesting.
Kevin retires.
Yeah, Kevin out.
I guess. So he doesn't want to go for another run.
What's from Romania? It did pop up these 3 seconds up in his time. I don't know if it's not always accurate that whenever you switch to a driver. So I will run with him as he's already ERS, even before he gets to bus stop here, which is not ideal. So yeah, I think he might just pull into the pits. That might actually be an in-lap from him. So
yeah, and it is it's very close at the front actually. If you look at it, it's like 7 people within 2/10. Wow. And it's such a long track as well, so would have expected maybe a bit more gaps in this qualifying session, but yeah, it's gonna be really down to the 100ths of a second to get your position here.
Yeah, what does that mean? Like in the race, are we looking at a lot of DRS trends? Then it seems to be a big feature of this track, doesn't it?
Yeah, and in this game, as we all know, the tow and the dirty air effect. The tow effect is quite strong, and the dirty air effect is basically non-existent. So it's easy to follow another car close by. And I think on this track, it's what's the word? It's exacerbated quite big time, that effect. So you have a lot of straights, a lot of top speed. So it will be very easy to follow. Ever snacks on a lap, but he's invalidated apparently.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, Eversnack's struggling a little bit. You know, he's moved up to tier 1. He's made the move. He's had some good performances in quali, but just in the race,
yeah. Like if you look at his, I think he did an insane time in tier 2 quali actually when he drove in Suzuka, right? So he has the pace, but of course in tier 1 you really need to practice for those kind of times, I guess. Unless you're McKender and you've been driving for an eternity and then just sort of hop in and instantly RP2 or whatever. But because I know for a fact that he has not practiced so much.
Yeah, I feel like I've been
at least in that sense. You've driven 300-400 hours in this game, so that's of course practice, but I mean more like warm up for this particular race. He has definitely not done much of that.
Oh, Nidal is out of the session. I think that's in the pits. Yep.
Yeah, I think McKender. Yeah, I'm just checking here. I think McKender will actually be the first guy out of these fast boys to start their final lap.
Yeah, and we'll need to keep an eye because Justin's right behind him, and I see a Mercedes there behind Justin, but a whole gaggle behind that Mercedes as well. So we'll need to kind of spread out a wee bit here, but here we go. McKender starts the lap. Is this going to be pole? He can contend. We've seen he has the pace for it. The gap between P2, P1 is very minor, and Sector 1 is this turn, and that's it. It's basically pedal to the metal all the way to the next corner, all the way through Rouge, Radion, and up the Camel Straight. I mean, you could have a wee cup of tea up here, maybe a smoke if you're that way inclined. I would not recommend it. We do not endorse smoking. But anyway, McKender approaching Sector 2 time. Is he going to be up in his time here? No, slightly down in his time, but that's okay. That's okay. There's not much to be done in that section, but Sector 2, yeah, this is where all the corners are. This is where you can carry a lot of momentum through, and he swings the back end in there and hooks it up nicely through No Name.
Yeah, look pretty good through there.
Yeah, they look pretty good. Yeah, I'm always very tentative through there. Puyon, of course, no lift. And we will get a Sector 2 time pretty soon.
Yep, Leifania chicane through there, and then towards Stavelo once again. Let's see what McKender's Sector 2 time is. It's a 13.3, so he's up, and this could be, let's say, provisional pole, but Justin is coming even faster behind him.
Yeah, I caught that. He's slightly up in his time, which is... Oh, Bailey Thompson takes pole. We didn't even see that. Wow. Didn't even know he was out there ahead of McKender.
I thought that was X-Crystals for some reason, but okay, it was Bailey. So Bailey's up to P1. That's a great attempt. And let's see, McKender, can he beat that time? He cannot, so he's P2, sorry, maximum.
Yep, Justin making his way through bus stop. Just has to get to the line, and it's... Oh, my word. That is interesting. He's not able to improve enough to take P2 or P1 for that matter, and we do have some drivers out there. Alex Norris finishing his lap. We have Christian out there who is 2/10 up. That means he may well challenge for pole here. It's all down to bus stop. He does have some traffic ahead, but it looks like it's far enough not to get in the way here. Hooks it up nicely on the curbs. Sauber flashing in front of him temporarily. And Christian takes pole once again. Oh my word, what a lap from Christian. I told you he was
behind
faster.
Him, but not quite there. So I thought that was... Well, he was also 2/10 up. Everybody was 2/10 up in the second sector, but only Christian managed to beat Bailey. Sorry, Chief, to interrupt you there. But
no, that is fine. I mean, what a final run from those guys. They all seem to improve, but it was Christian who gets pole in the end. Wow, that was yeah,
5 cars within 1/10.
That's crazy. That is.
And then
crazy.
you have another. Well, okay, then it's
Yeah, like
just
you say,
basically within 3/10, like most of the top guys there.
Like a track like Spa, it's such a long lap. You know, you'd expect more of that at Brazil or Zandvoort, but holy moly.
8 guys within 3/10, and then 10 guys within half a second, and like I would say, even let's say Finlay Smith down there in P10 is definitely gonna be in that train. Probably Verge also. So yeah, this is gonna be a really close race, I think.
Yep.
Down to strategy and who can get the possible safety cars right and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, just showing the sector times here as well. I wish the game actually showed who got the fastest sector on that screen there. It would be interesting information, but yeah, very fast boys here today. It's what we've come to expect from Tier 1. The sun is out, and what do you reckon for Strat? I think every tire works here. Soft's bit of a gamble, as we know they fall off pretty early, but medium hard or hard medium, probably the way Yeah, I think that's going to be the case here for the grid: medium, hard, hard, medium.
Yeah, I would guess that medium is the preferred starting tire because hards, if I recall right from the last spa race I drove, the hards are kind of iffy at the beginning. Yeah, so you have to really fight with the other cars for the first few laps if you go on the hards. But we'll see what they decide to do.
Yep. So drivers getting ready here, just getting their fuel load in, setting their strat, and maybe just calming their nerves a little bit as they are about to head into turn one, all 20 with a gusto. And I'm very much looking forward to this here. Chat, tell me, who do you think's going to win this race? Tell me now. Quick. Let's go.
All right, 4 lights, 5 lights are up, and away we go. They didn't hold them for very long, and Christian seems to get a pretty good start, but Bailey and Justin are challenging him quite hard for the turn one, but Christian keeps the lead for now. Bailey on the outside, though, gets a great run out of turn one, and could he potentially lead toward Radion and Eau Rouge, and he does indeed. So Bailey up to P1, Christian second. McKendry has overtaken Justin at the beginning also, so massive through Eau Rouge, I think side by side through there actually for some of the cars, and let's see who actually leads into Les Combes, and it's a massive gaggle of cars approaching this this chicane here, and I see all sorts of debris flying in the background. Maybe that's the brake markers or
and we
whatever.
do have a car off.
But
there's a Haas falling down the road. I think it's Finley Smith.
Yeah, Bailey Thompson leads, however. Justin on the hards, everybody else on mediums, and Alex Norris in softs actually. Wow, that's interesting.
Yep, and he gets through. He's through to P4. So yeah, you were saying about those hards, kind of struggle in the first phase of the race, and you can see that even Justin struggling on the hards against a soft runner. You'd imagine, yeah, he's happy enough with that. He doesn't want Alex Norris up his gearbox through the rest of this lap. And
yeah, it just looked like Justin just could not get the car off the line. That's what it looked like to me anyway. So that's when Kander got past him. And yeah, Bailey Thompson leads, however, quite comfortably for now. Oh, Justin attacking Alex Norris. I think Alex Norris might have deployed a bit too much in the beginning of the lap, and he's had to drop down to P6 now. Is he in the car actually? Because he's going very slow at the moment.
Yeah, he's dropping down the order.
Those look like AI inputs to me. I don't think he's really in the car at the moment. That's what it looked like to me at least.
Yeah, that's a good call. Actually, usually you see ghosting whenever a driver is having issues like that, but ghosting's off. So Eagle Ghost is down in P19 now. He had a big issue. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's going very slow for turn one, getting up to speed with Wirch in the pits. So I imagine that's for a front wing change. Up front though, Christian takes P1.
Yeah, indeed. And the top three are a little bit away from Justin, but I think Justin should be able to claw his way back into the DRS range here in the middle part of the lap. 5/10, and yes, he's doing just that. So Justin struggled a bit on the opening lap on those hard tires, and Alex Norris has indeed dropped from the session because he now rejoins the session. So yeah, Alex Norris, unfortunate for him, he's dropped a ton of positions because of that.
Yeah, and let's have a look at positions just quickly here while things are quieting down a little bit. X Crystals, where is he? 6 positions up. Adesi up 7 positions, so great start. He had the best start of everybody. But Alex Norris, yeah, really losing out there, down 7 positions to P12. And because he went on the soft tires as well, that is just horrible for him. Because those soft tires will not last very long. But you can see the tire information there. Lots of guys on mediums, but a few peppered throughout the field on hard. So we'll keep an eye on that as the race plays out.
Yeah, Tunari actually out of DRS range, and that's going to be very detrimental for his race. I wonder if that was because of Alex Norris's AI causing some kind of havoc there, because would not expect Tunari to drop out of DRS at this point yet.
Interestingly, the guy at the back of that first DRS train was the guy that set the fastest lap. Yeah, he's getting Slipstream from, what is it, like 6 cars ahead of him, so that makes sense, I guess. Looking at the track map as well, it's really 2, maybe 3 groups now of DRS trains.
Yeah, Romain really is struggling to hang on to this train.
Ooh.
I'm a bit surprised about that. He's on the mediums, so.
Oh, and there's a bit of side by side coming out of Malmedy. Did you call that? They still play side by side here. It's McKenna and Christian. Christian backing out eventually, but McKenna going wide there on the exit of Nunium.
Yeah, the downhill right-hander is Brussels, and Malmedy is the right-hander on top of the hill there after Lakeholm. But yeah,
I'll get it right one.
Bailey Thompson, see, he's over a second away now, and of course McKenna will have battery here, so he should be able to catch up to that. But Bailey really seems to have pace in this race.
Yeah, he's put the work in. I've seen him in many practices. Actually,
what did I say? Just I said something during the qualifying that Bailey has had quali pace, but not the race pace yet. But he's definitely showing me otherwise today, so that's great.
Oh, Adesi dropping down a lot of positions here, Ice. I'm not sure what happened there, but it looked like an issue out of Stavlo, possibly. He's all the way down on P18 now as Bailey Thompson setting the pace up front. Sets the fastest lap. McKenna is within DRS range. That is crucial for him. And look how close Christian is on the back of McKenna as well. So I think we're going to see many moves on this Camel Straight throughout this race. This lead pack.
Justin has been able to hang on to this pack on those hard tires, and that is very crucial for his race. He's in a great position on those tires at the moment.
Ooh, yep. And Christian happy enough to stay behind McKenna for now. Very, very close there on the run-in to the right-hander after Camel Straight. But yeah, like you say, Justin's happy, isn't he? He knows he's in the better position here. He just doesn't want Bailey to get too far ahead. And so far, they're keeping tabs on Bailey. But yeah, Bailey does have pace. I've seen him practicing all week long. And funny enough, he's been practicing a lot with Christian. So it's good company if you want some, want to get some pace. As Christian clearly has pace here today. Eversnack's first penalty of the day. I was going to talk about that. It is quite easy to pick up penalties here. There are a few places on the track where you can extend quite easily. Pouillon being one of them.
Yeah, McKenna is surprisingly struggling a bit through the middle part of the lap, and he's now gaining again. You get like a bit of a distant toe from this kind of a distance from the car car in front, so yeah, he's like hanging in there, but McKenna doesn't seem like super comfortable at the moment behind Bailey. Or then Bailey just has such a great pace at the moment that there's no contest.
Yep, but I think the more laps we get in here, obviously the hard tires are going to be the tire to be on, and we may see a move here from Justin, as he likes to pick people off, and he's going for it already out of Eau Rouge, gets a stellar run out of Eau Rouge, but Christian going for the move. Oh, Justin almost boxed in. There's just about enough for him on the left hand side, but he backs out of that and lets the two drivers ahead go side by side. It's not the easiest place to go side by side, but Christian somehow managed to pull it off, and McKenna is down to P3, so some great racing there. Very respectful. Very easy to just tap the other car and send them flying. We're seeing moves further back as well. Oh, it's Lepson, and that's Joel. And Joel in the wall! Oh my word, is that Joel? Yeah, it was Joel. Joel got hooked into the wall, and that was quite a big crash from him. Front wing went flying. Wow.
Completely missed that. So yeah, Joel traveling mostly without a front wing at least. So
it was almost a mirror repeat of McKenna and Christian, but McKenna, he was the wise one and backed out. And yeah, I think Joel wished he backed out of that one for yeah, not good for Joel. Obviously, well, yeah, he's struggling here big time without his front wing. So yeah, we'll see if he can come back into the race later on. Maybe safety car will help him out a little bit. But I mean, this track, you tend to not get safety cars that often. Although I do see them pop up the odd time. But yeah, not too many. I mean, there's a lot of runoff area.
Christian locking his rears a bit into turn 1. 7/10 away from Bailey. I think he's a bit too far back. So Bailey They're just controlling this race, to be honest, and they're not really even close enough to attack him unless they have to. They would have to deploy quite a bit, and Christian cannot really deploy so much because he doesn't have any battery left. So yeah, Bailey looking very comfortable at the moment in the lead.
X Crystal picking up a time penalty. That was for a Rouge. That's another spot. You know, if you just cut a Rouge the wrong way, you will get a track penalty. But yeah, no one in chat said who they think's going to win this race. I think that's because it's so close between everybody and no one's willing to stick their neck out. But I think we've got a few Bailey fans in there, so they're probably going to go for Bailey for the win here. And it's looking pretty good here at the minute. I mean, I did practice with him last night, and maybe he was just tired or something, but he did spin a lot, so, you know, he just has to...
But you also, like, practice is always a bit different. Like, I saw Makender and Tunari did, like, one practice session before this race here, and then I think Makender spun, like, twice there or something. So you try to find the limit in the practice because there's no, you know, real price for that race, so maybe it's also just that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, to find the limit, you have to go over the limit.
Yeah.
Ferrari boys running very close here, P8, P9, but they're a long way off this lead pack train. I mean, obviously they want to work together to catch that train, but it is a big ask. They're both on mediums. Oh, actually, sorry, Tenari's on mediums, Night Owl is on hard, so that could work out nicely for Tenari, maybe. Oh, and Tenari he lost the back end there, but just caught it on entry.
It's easy to lock the rears into turn one and go sideways there. Christian, I think, will take the lead of this race. Let's see what happens here, though, because Makender and Justin are also interested. There's not really space for Justin to go there, but he's trying anyway, and he still has to stay in P4 unless he can do something here through Malbedy on top of the hill, and he is still fourth, I think, going into Brussels. Yes, he is. So, yeah, very hard fighting there into late combat. Christian takes the lead, Bailey in P2.
Yeah, Makender being, I mean, he's obviously got the pace here, but you know, he's being quite tentative. You know, maybe we would have seen more aggression from him previously, but I think he's just wanting to get the car to the finish line in this race, and yeah, just be patient. It's a long race. We're only on lap 7 out of 22. When can we expect pit stops, Ice, for the medium runners? Any idea on that one?
Pretty soon, I would say, if you want to go for the undercut, which is surprisingly strong here also, but I'm not... Like, going from mediums to hards, maybe not that strong, but if you go from hards to mediums, then that's pretty strong. Maybe 2-3 laps, then I would expect.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Obviously, the hard guy is probably going to run a bit longer. Remain taking... Oh, and Jamie getting very loose on the back end coming out of bus stop. But yeah, Noah up to P5, Remain P6. So Remain kind of happy to hang in this DRS train. I think the fireworks really... I mean, as long as you're in this DRS train, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but Noah is now out of it. I'm not really sure what happened there in the final corner because they were like 3 wide there for a bit, and Noah is not in DRS at this stage, and let's see what these cars behind him will be able to do. Nothing except Jamie overtakes Romain.
Yeah, Bailey as well, resuming the lead of the race, and we've got the Ferrari switching about as well at the back. So Nidal back in charge of this small DRS train, the Ferrari DRS train. And see Lepson as well getting past his teammate Adesi.
Yeah, this is the effect you see if you drop out of the DRS train and you don't get the trading DRS and the tow down these long straights. This is the effect here because now Noah has already lost another 3 tenths here, just in the middle of this lap, and I don't think that group is going to be able to get back into DRS unless they do something really magical into the final sector here. And well, you can also see it with the Ferrari boys. They're 7 seconds away from Romain, and that gap is just growing lap by lap.
Yeah, it can be quite demoralizing, you know, when you're at quite the disadvantage, especially with the guys ahead of Slipstream, DRS, and obviously whatever ERS they've accumulated over the Grand Prix. Justin going for a move here into bus stop, goes down the inside of Makender, and hanging it. Oh, and there is a bit of a contact there, but Justin taking that position from McKenna. So McKenna is down to P4. McKenna going for the move on the inside, and that's a great comeback from him. Is he going to get the run down to Rouge? They are side by side, and it looks like Justin getting just a better run. And again, McKenna, like I said, conceding the position there. It looked like maybe he's just happy enough, yeah, just to stay with Justin. He knows the fight is going to be a long one here. There's plenty of laps left in this one as Christian resumes his position in P1.
No overtakes Jamie, who did not get DRS down the Camel Straight. 1.5 seconds there. And there was a yellow flag in the background somewhere from Verge, I think, but it's already gone, so I don't see any damage on his car either, so yeah, nothing special, I guess.
Kevin as well, got a move on X Crystals. He's in the points now, Kevin, for Mercedes. He is a full-time driver here. I'm not sure if he's scored points in Tier 1 yet, but he is a fairly fast lad, but just hasn't been able to put it together on race day. Yeah,
and you know, you really have to be able to put it together on a race day in Tier 1 when you know these guys who are ahead of him. So yeah, there's no mercy in Tier 1, I would say, pace-wise anyway.
I'm sorry if you already mentioned this, Ice, but Tenari is pitted.
I did not actually, so yeah, he's pitted for those parts.
And we have a car off, yeah, it's Romain.
What?
Oh my word, that is just before bus stop, I think. Yeah, on the left-hand side. That is a crazy place to go off.
What? How does that happen?
Where's Noah?
And that's a safety car, so I think everybody is into the pits, of course. So this is a bit of a gonna be a bit of a long stint for Justin, but I think he should still be able to get it to the end. But how do you crash there? That was a very strange place.
Yeah, there must have been shenanigans for sure. Noah, I just rode on board with him in the pits to see if he was getting a front wing change, which might have indicated there was a bit of coming together there, but interesting. Didn't catch what happened there, but yeah, this works out perfectly for who. I think it doesn't really suit anybody, does it? I mean, Justin.
No.
I mean,
only those guys who were sort of out of DRS, they will now get back into it, but it's
yeah.
For the medium runners, this was a good one because now you basically get a free pit stop, but then again, you don't really get to play the strategy because of this. So yeah, I think Justin is still in a great position on those mediums.
I tell you, someone who isn't in good position, P11 Crystals on softs. Why would you go softs this early? It is a big risk. You'll feel rapid for about 2 laps, and then you'll be questioning your whole life.
I wonder if that's some kind of a misclick or something, because obviously that's not gonna be a great choice for, you know, any contingency, to be honest. So I'm not sure why he's done that.
I did a race at the weekend in Phantom Racing League in Brazil. Just jumped in, no practice. I was running P5 in the race, probably going to finish P4. It started raining. I pitted and put softs on.
Oh, yeah.
So.
But you remember that? What tier was that? It was Tipsy Bob against. Can't even remember who it was, but it was in Abu Dhabi, and there was a safety car, and Tipsy Bob's rival pitted for Inters in Abu Dhabi. You can guess it was not raining, so it was a misclick.
That's right. Yeah, that was huge. That was huge drama. That was the final round of the season.
It was heat. Yeah, that's correct. So Tipsy Bob's reminded me in chat. Yeah, that was pretty wild to commentate.
Yeah, that was dramatic. I was in that race, I think, wasn't I?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Romain's cat jumped on his keyboard.
Oh.
is that for real, Speedy, or are you like?
That sounds real. Yeah. I've had a dog jump in my lap, but not a cat on a keyboard. That's a new one.
Yeah, I have a different mic today. Tipsy, I'm seeing if this is better. He posted in Discord, so it's I guess that sort of makes sense because that's a really bizarre place to crash. So it must have been something really crazy. So apparently a cat has jumped on his keyboard, and that's what's caused the crash. So that's quite unfortunate. And why did Crystals not pit for some other tires? Come on, this is obviously not gonna work unless you get like instantly another safety car or something. Can you even get those softs to the end from here? I don't think so. They were like, if I remember right, they were a lot per lap here.
Yeah, I mean, I've driven against people, you know, in practice, and like they're great, you know, they also are great for the first couple of laps, but around like lap 4 even, they're just nowhere, you know, and then they're very slippy, and then they'll lead to accidents, and it's just not worth it really, unless you say there's another safety car in 2 laps time, but that is highly unlikely. That is a big gamble, and not one I would have taken. But Joel joins him. He's now at the back of the grid on the freshest tires, the soft tires, so we will keep an eye on those guys as they try to make their way through the field and make these soft tires count. But look at that as well, Kid in P8. So throughout those pit stops, he has gained a lot of positions. Where did he come from? Yeah, I did see a little bit of double stacking.
That's kind of out of nowhere to me. I didn't even realize that he's there. But yeah, that's a great drive from him so far. 6 positions up from his starting position also. So kind of out of nowhere up to P8 for now.
Yeah. So
he's done this before, right? He's not really done like a massive qualifying lap or something, but he's picked up the pieces in the races before also, so
yeah, so the only 2 drivers that didn't pit on the safety car were Tenari and Eversnacks, and you can see that like Kit jumped Tenari even though Tenari did not pit on the safety car. So,
yeah.
So Tenari had pitted, but yeah, the safety car just meant that Kit gained so much time. Even though
you gain a few seconds, even if at Spa it's a bit less than usual, but you still gain a few seconds by doing that under the safety car, and we're starting the race this lap.
Yeah, and if I know Justin, he is going to be wanting to get moves done early on those mediums. He can really lean on them in the opening laps here because the hards just take a little bit longer to get up to speed. There's going to be a bit of understeer on those hards. And Justin will try and capitalise and try to get a 1 second gap. If he can do that, he'll be gold for the win. But as we've seen, it's very difficult to do at Spa.
Yeah, Christian and Bailey have seemed very comfortable here, and he's actually gone now. So I think the race is underway just before the final.
Oh no! Oh my word! What a unusual safety car restart. I've never seen a safety car restart like that. That is high drama. Is there damage on Bailey's car, I wonder?
I don't see anything, but it's possible that there is some kind of light green damage on that front wing. What on earth happened there? He just sort of rear-ended him into the final corner. We'll have to see like a replay of that after the race or something. And we're fighting through Eau Rouge. Jamie and Noah side by side through there, and I think Noah comes out ahead through Eau Rouge.
Yeah, it looks like Jamie's going to fight this. So he's overtake on. He's not taking his finger off that overtake button. He's emptying everything out of that tank, and he does take the position back from Noah. So Jamie getting a great safety car restart on those mediums, making them count. And look at Justin already in the lead of the race, and he is going to put it on Christian here. So this is a real test for Christian. Can Christian get these hards up and running and keep within distance, that 1 second, that crucial 1 second range of Justin? Because we've seen how before, once Justin breaks away from DRS, it's game over pretty much as Noah picks up a penalty in Pouillon. And you can see in the background there, a lot of guys running very closely together. Yep, Noah down to P7.
Yeah, he's struggling on those hard tires. Nidal overtook him out of Pouillon, so I think Noah went a bit wide there in Pouillon and lost that position. So Noah struggling on those hards. Christian seems relatively comfortable so far on those hard tires.
Ooh, and is Kit going to go for a move on Noah around the outside? He doesn't have any ERS left. I don't think Noah has any left either, so he's going to have to sit behind for now. Oh, he has plenty.
Yeah,
okay, well, yeah, he holds on the position for now, but yeah, Kit on these mediums as well, so yeah, he's looking to make a move as Justin sets fastest lap off the race. He is setting the pace here. He's got pretty low ERS, I have to say, coming out of turn 1, 35%.
The surprising thing is that Bailey is struggling here on those. So I was kind of wondering, that's what I was going to say that, but I kind of forgot about it. How does Bailey handle these hard tires? And he seems to be struggling a bit now because he is out of DRS, so McKender will overtake him for sure on this straight here, and McKender will have to blast his ERS down a bit to be able to catch up to these leading duo here, and Justin will attack now hard in the middle sector. Just watch this, 0.8 the gap now.
Yeah, Jamie as well, getting through, following McKender through, and Bailey Thompson is down to P5. He's on these hards, so he's not liking this phase of the race, but we will see him come back, unless he's got that a little bit of damage in the car. It's not going to be great around this track, and yeah, we'll see if he struggles for the rest of the race here. But yeah, I think once you get the tires up, you know, you get a couple of laps in, they're pretty much alright, they're fine. But yeah, look at that gap up ahead.
Justin is gone. Yeah, that's what I was about to say there. So Justin is just, you saw the gap. It was 0.8 seconds coming into Laycom, and Justin knows that, of course, leading the train, and he is now 1.2 seconds away, and I don't think he's gonna be waiting for these guys anymore. So let's see, but I think he is gone.
Yeah, and you know what's super interesting thing tactically, if you think about it, you break away from DRS and it immediately puts that guy behind you under pressure, because he doesn't have DRS anymore, and all the guys behind him will have DRS, and we're probably going to see a bit of fireworks heading down to through the Camel Straight, through Rouge, through Radeon. As you can see, Justin just up ahead, 1.4, stretching his legs. McKender 0.6 coming out of turn 1, and yeah, let's have a look at this.
Yeah, McKender is too far to overtake unless Christian starts saving battery, which he kind of seems to be doing actually, because he's flashing down the straight there. So let's see if he sort of forces McKender to go past here, and McKender will have to go for the overtake, I think, because Christian is just completely out of charge ahead of him. And Bailey, does he get overtaken by Nidal? That's a bit of lag there, was there? And Bailey is actually off the track.
Oh no, he's off. Yep, he is off, yeah.
It looked very lucky to me, that incident.
Still no visible damage on the car.
It seemed like there was no contact or anything, he just sort of lagged onto the rubble there. But
yeah, I totally missed that, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Milos Martika, aka Cursed, is informing us that Bailey does not have damage. Or at least didn't have damage before that incident, whatever happened there at Laycom, and he is unfortunately down in P10. So really struggling on these hard tires, Bailey Thompson.
Yeah, interesting the way of putting it. It took me a while to decipher the message. Bailey, damage less, according to my source. I mean, damage less is one word. Come on, bro. I don't know if it's a word, damageless. I don't know.
So the medium runners are really strong here at the beginning of the stint. As you can, Justin is just gone, and I don't think he's gonna wait for these guys. He's flying off into the sunset over 2 seconds to gap now. But Jamie is up to P3, and he was really close to McKender there on the back straight. So let's see if it's gonna be Jamie in the P2 on the Camel Straight here.
Oh, and Nidal as well in P5, looking pretty pacey at this phase of the race. Kid up to P6. So we had Noah and Bailey dropping down positions there. Noah down to P7, Bailey down to P10. He is not liking those hards one bit, it seems, but maybe having some technical issues as well, as Jamie does take P2, and the gap from P2 to P1 now is 2.1. It's very hard to coordinate working with other drivers, isn't it, unless you're in VC with them, but we may be seeing that now as these guys know they have work to do to catch up with Justin. But like you say, we may they may never catch up with Justin, and we may see these guys just fighting over the podium, the final podium positions.
Yeah. So according to chat, Bailey got killed. Will be really interesting to see that replay, because on my screen it just looked like a horrible laggy mess up. Whatever happened there in Laycom, but we'll see after the race, I guess. And yeah, Bailey, I don't know if there's any technical issues. He just doesn't seem to have really confidence on these hard tires. I've been running on board with him a bit here, and he's just genuinely struggling a bit, I think, when confidence into the corners and under braking. But yeah.
Yeah, I've got another car up, Eversnacks, yeah. He's looking to have another corner named after him, I think. Yep, and gap between P2, P1, 2.6 as they head down to turn 1.
It's only 3/10 more than it was the previous lap, but yeah, that's a pretty safe gap for Justin.
I mean, the only thing I can see possibly getting in the way of Justin winning this one is those hard tires might become the tire of choice, but I don't know, 6 laps? They should,
Yeah, and
I
it's
think the
such a big
mediums...
gap already.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, oh yeah, I know where we go. Some moves going on. McKenna taking P2, Jamie settling for P3 for now. His teammate in P4, so the McLaren's... Oh, and there's a safety car! Oh my word. What has caused that?
I have no idea.
That is interesting.
Check, but I really don't know what caused that. So Eversnack does not have a front wing. Did he crash somewhere again? That's the only reason I can see, because nobody is really, you know, the train up ahead is together. So maybe Eversnack's had another issue somewhere in the background and I completely missed it. But we have another safety car.
I did not expect that. I thought it was just going to be
kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody's, you know, DNF'd or anything either. So Eversnacks has lost his front wing completely, and I guess that's probably the cause. But I don't know where that happened or why that happened.
So what ice you're in this DRS train? You're in the top 10. Say, what do you reckon? I mean, X Crystals is loving life right now. He did pick up a penalty there, but he was gaining positions. He's made those softs work, but yeah, he's gonna have to pit now for maybe another set of softs. Are we gonna see these league guys pit too?
Yeah, I would guess so. Let's see what Justin decides to do. But yeah, I would guess he's pitting. So I would expect pretty much everybody to pit here, because you cannot. We saw it last week in Jeddah, right? When McKender didn't pit, and Jamie does not pit actually. That's brave. And X Crystals doesn't pit. Why doesn't he pit?
I mean,
that's nonsensical to me. But like every single one of these drivers with the old tires now, they're gonna drop like stone through the field when the fresh boys. And Justin goes for soft, so he's gonna fly here at the restart. But I guess there's also the potential here for this is like a bit of a risk for Justin also, because now he will have to make those overtakes.
Yeah.
There's sort of potential for some kind of incident if you have to do that, but X Crystals, you have to pit. Come on.
Yeah, even Joel's staying out there. He's P7 now, but I mean, 6-lap-old softs. You're gonna have to do around about 4 laps for the rest of the race. You're gonna come under a lot of attack from guys on fresh tires. I think even now, like probably worth pitting now. Yeah, that's not gonna end well. I think.
You really should do that, because I think last week we saw that McKender didn't pit, and last week in Jeddah the tire delta was not so big as it is on this track, I would say. So yeah, these guys who didn't pit, I don't think they're gonna. This is not gonna work for them. That would be my guess at least. But of course they're free to prove me wrong.
Indeed, yeah. I remember a race at Spa. It was hilarious. I was leading the race, and I felt like I could have won it. Like I had the pace to win it. And then a safety car came out, and I thought, I'll stay out on these old, whatever, hards, mediums. They were going to get to the end anyway. Yeah. Literally every car, every car that remained in that race pitted for softs. And that was the end of my bid for the win.
Like you have these guys like Justin McKender, Christian, Noah, Kit, Tunaria, Daisy, all these fast boys on those fresh softs here. They're gonna fly through this pack. It's gonna be. It's not ending this lap yet, right? So I think we're gonna go for one more lap, unless it decides to come in at the very last minute now that Eversnack is catching the pack here. But I think we're gonna go for one more lap.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sometimes you get a really late call, but yeah, I think that's another lap under safety car for sure. X Crystals does not pit.
You can barely hear me. I kind of noticed that in the previous stream that you might have something that's like attenuating my voice level. In we'll have to take a look at that afterward. I guess.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's the game volume. It sounds really loud on my headphones, and I can't figure out how to turn it down.
Bird just pitting, but X Crystal and Joel just refuse to pit. I can't see that working out for them, but let's see. Of course, they're now in a great position on the track, but yeah, I think one lap after the restart, they're gonna be somewhere less favorable.
Yeah. So to summarize, we are now at a point where the top 5 did not pit, so we've got a range of tires from old mediums, old softs, which, yeah, big question mark there. Old hards with Billy, who obviously didn't want to lose track position, just felt he wanted to gamble there as he was, I think P11, P12 when that safety car came out. But P6 down, look at that, fresh tires all the way, apart from Joel, of course, in P7. Yeah, so McKender, Christian, Nightall, Noah, even Noah, like, everyone got a chance here to win this one, but they're going to have to make quick work of Joel 8 and stay within striking distance of Justin, because there's only a few laps left in this race, so ERS management's going to be key, and making your way through traffic's going to be key here. There is going to be traffic for these fresh soft runners. It's going to be pretty good, I think, for us as a spectator.
Indeed. There's going to be 4 laps after this left, and I think the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. But I guess the only risk for Justin here is that if there's going to be some sort of an incident, he gets tangled up with that, then he might, push ensuring the championship into the next races. But let's see. At the moment, he's still in the position to beat McKender, which is the only thing that really matters today.
Yeah, as we get the safety car in this lap, I just want to pay attention to this comment from Damien, aka Tipsy Bob. Quote of the day, if people don't know, I believe Justin no, that's the wrong one. We can be reasonably sure someone is going to have a crap time on this restart. 100%, yes, 100%.
I wonder how Bailey is going to cope with hard tires, because he was struggling on the fresh ones also, so they're a bit scrubbed now. Let's see how he deals with this restart, but yeah, I think Justin, McKender, Christian, they're going to come flying now. We'll see that in just a few moments. You can take this restart away, Chief.
Yeah, so Jamie leading the charge here. I mean, usually it's just straight out of bus stop, isn't it? It looks like he's went already. He's got a lot of momentum going through those final 2 corners. Pretty good get away from him, but look, I can see the likes of Justin sneaking up the inside, taking the inside line there. And he is going to take a position here as we head into turn 1. McKender further back didn't have the best of restarts, actually. He's 8/10 off P6. So that is not the kind of restart you want to get at this phase of the race. But yeah, Jamie leading the way down Camel Straight, and yeah, Crystals nowhere near him. Actually, Crystals is coming under pressure from Alex Norris.
Justin really attacking this, and he's gone late on the brakes. He's through Bailey. There's some kind of contact ahead of him. And Justin gets away with that once again.
Oh my word!
Already.
Oh, and there's damage somewhere. Was that Justin? I saw damage from someone's front end plate. No. Definitely came off there. And
it was not Justin, I'm pretty sure.
There's a lot of contact between Bailey and Finley Smith here. So, oh my God, so much argy-bargy. But Justin coming out of that somehow unscathed, it seems.
It's McKender's car. McKender is has lost an end plate on the left-hand side. So once again, McKender on the receiving side of things here.
Oh yeah, and he's immediately coming under attack from the McLaren and the Ferrari of Nightall. Christian. Yeah, Christian wants to get this moved on quickly, especially if he knows that McKender has that damage. He doesn't want to be held up too much here. And yeah, he's using a lot of overtake. Probably going to get this moved on into bus stop. So yeah, the bad luck or no luck continues for McKender. And Justin up to P2 already, and I would say he's almost within range. He's in range coming out of bus stop, so he's going to have that crucial DRS heading down into Eau Rouge, and DRS is enabled this lap.
Oh. Yeah, once again, Justin kind of champions mentality, and he's managed to somehow navigate all the issues, and I think those are into the pits right now of the car.
Oh, I might have side-by-side into Eau Rouge here. It's McKenna, Christian. McKenna not looking to give up. Oh, and just a little bit of a rub in the back tire. But okay for now. And it looks like Nightall's actually going to capitalize on that and get himself up to P6. So McKenna down to P7 for now. Bailey Thompson as well. Ooh, what's happening?
There's also no on the inside there, and he's he's overtaken McKender and trying to take Night Owl here as well. Cannot quite do it, but Noah is up to P7, and yeah, McKender is just fumbling down the order with that broken front wing. He's down to P8.
Yeah, and look at that. This has worked out perfectly for Justin. He's now in the prime position to take the lead of this race. Jamie as well might well get a podium if he can keep some decent pace. Bailey hanging on to that P3, but he is going to come under a lot of pressure from Finlay, who is also on old mediums. So Bailey Thompson also might get a podium here, but we've got Christian on the charge. Tenari picking up penalty in P11. But yeah, Christian on these fresh softs. Is he going to get a podium today? He's using ERS here. Is he going to creep by Finlay into Blanchimont side by side? Yep.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to cut the inside curve there a bit, and Blanchimont almost lost it, but he's kept it together, and he's behind Bailey now on those fresh softs, and I think this will be inevitable for Bailey. Although Christian is a bit low on battery here, so let's see how this Camel race goes.
Yeah, that was a big moment for Christian there, going for Blanchimont. Bit of a twitch on, that could have easily ended in a DNF, but he keeps control of the guitar. Christian up to P4 now.
Yeah, he does not have any battery left though, so I don't think he's even going to be able to overtake Bailey here on this race. He gets DRS open, but Bailey, because of that battery charge, he's able to stay ahead of him for that.
Yep, lap 21. Oh, McKender. Oh, there we go. Time penalty for McKender. So
we're almost ready to say that Justin will be the champion after this race. As long as he just finishes this race now, it's pretty much a done deal. And he's just sort of toying with Jamie at the moment. He's full battery behind him, non-ERS. So yeah, Justin, I think we're going to see an attack on the Camel straight on the final.
Yeah, I think the big fight here now is P3. Who's going to get P3? Bailey has his work cut out for him though. But I tell you what, those soft tires, around about 4 laps, they do fall off.
Oh no!
Oh, Bailey! Oh my word!
Bailey loses it. He does the keyboard thing, just the thing that we talked about in qualifying. He clips that curb on the exit of Stavalo and just goes completely sideways, loses 2 positions down to P5.
Yeah, any chance he had. Yeah, I think any chance he had to put him is now gone. You can see it slipping up the road.
Well, you don't be so sure, Chief, because he will get DRS and Christian will not. And Christian does not have any battery left either, so McKender I think will retire into the pits. That was a frustrating race for him. Once again after the safety car restart, so McKender once again out of luck. But let's see what happens in the Camel straight to the final lap.
Yeah, Bailey Thompson low on ERS, but will get DRS and Slipstream. And 2 cars up ahead fighting. It looks like Noah is... Oh, wrong guy. There we go. Yep, Noah's slipping by Christian for P3 for now.
Bailey approaching, but I cannot quite make that move down. So yeah, Christian I think might be on for that P3 here.
Yeah, and
we still have the back straight to go now.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to mention quickly, Adesi up to P8. He has had a great drive. He's been a silent, just running away in the background. Kid as well, P9. And P10 is up for grabs. A couple of guys with penalties there. So Eagle Ghost may get that P10 at his home track, which would be great showing in Tier 1. But yeah, it's all about Justin right now. I tell you what, Jamie is hanging on to Justin, isn't he?
Yeah, Justin overtook him on there, but he's just driving in full ERS basically here. Just playing the game, to be honest. And yeah, Justin will win this race and will win this championship. Noah is approaching quite fast actually on this final lap, but he does have that penalty, or was it even 2 penalties for him? 3 seconds, so yeah, that's going to cost him. I think Christian is set to be third in this race.
Ooh, Adesi up to P7, getting past Finlay Smith. That is important. This is the last sector, the last lap of the race. Justin coming out of bus stop will take P1. Jamie P2. Noah with that time penalty will drop down a position. So Christian getting P3 for now. And I tell you what, Bailey did well to hang on to P4, considering all the issues.
And Night Owl also. Well, yeah, Jamie and Bailey really the big winners in there, and I was completely wrong once again because I said that's not going to end well for them, and they're P2 and P4, so never listen to me anymore.
Yeah, Justin does it in emphatic style. He takes the win. He takes the drivers' championship with 2 rounds to go. That is crazy. Um, yeah, McKenna just not having just another case of not having any luck today. But there you go, Justin. Top step once again. That's the
And
way you
he
want
is
to
the
win a championship.
champion.
Yep, well done, well played. And how many is that in a row? I've lost count.
I think it's 4 now. So
That's crazy.
yeah, it's complete domination at the moment. At the beginning of the season, it looked like maybe Meepo or somebody might be able to challenge him. Meepo, maybe the head game got to him a bit. He wasn't really able to hang on to it, but yeah, Justin once again completely unstoppable this season. Wins the race and wins the championship, and yeah.
Yeah, and
Some great picks for performances here. Jamie from P6 to P2, and then Bailey, of course, hanging on those old hard tires to P4 and very close to a podium actually in the end there. And then Nidal also from P12 to P5, Adaisy from P20 to P6, Kit from P14 to P8, Eagle Ghost from P18 to P9, by the way. Did not notice that. So some very good performances there. And Lepson also picks up a point, by the way, for P10.
yeah, what a crazy race. Classic track, classic race, and off to the interview section we go.
Eagle Ghost is a no assist cockpit driver, isn't he? So P9 is great effort from him. Maybe he got a bit lucky with the safety cars and strategy at the end, but still, that's a mighty result for him in Tier 1.
Yeah, and he's racing in Tier 3 this Friday. I'm very afraid. Although I do think he doesn't drive cockpit in Tier 1.
Oh,
It's
okay.
seen as a handicap, so he can race in Tier 3. But even on cockpit cam, he's
Okay.
pretty rapid. He did win the last race as well in Saudi Arabia, so he's
But
in good
anyway,
form this season for sure.
P9 or points paying position of any kind in Tier 1 is always a great effort. So yeah, good job by him.
Okay, so it's that time again. Interviews, and I think there's one guy we want to talk to in particular, just to finalize the championship. It's done. It's in the bag, and he can now rest on his laurels, as they say. Let's see if we've got him in. Yep, he's waiting in the wing. So we'll bring him in. Justin, uh, I mean, it feels like every time I talk to you, I'm just saying well done and congratulations, and you know what I mean? You're probably getting sick of it now, and the viewers too. But I mean, I have to congratulate you. I mean, you win the race, but you also win the championship today. 4 in a row, back to back. That's crazy. Tell us
It,
how and why and what.
how, how I don't know, why not, and I forgot what the last one was, but it's good fun.
Yeah,
It's
it looked like an interesting race today. I mean, at various points there, you had a lot going on. Just tell us about that final phase of the race, though, that late safety car.
well, the late safety car kind of, well, it didn't, well, I mean, either or, I think I was in a good position, luckily. At the first safety car, I managed to pull away and create a gap and seemed like I would have been able to keep it consistent. And then with the softs, I don't know what that restart was, but I felt like Lightning McQueen coming out of a big wreck in the beginning of the movie. Somehow survived that as well. And then yeah, it was just about doing the fun DRS chicken game behind Jammy because I knew I didn't have the tires compared to him because my tires were already at like 25% or something. And then yeah, it was just about using my 0-0 wings to my advantage.
Yeah, I want to get to that safety car restart. You had Christian ahead of you, and I think it was Billy Thompson, and there was an issue, going through bus stop. Um, what happened there from your point of view?
Well, I went round the outside with Bailey. That was fine. And then I don't remember who the two drivers were in front of me, but they kind of tagged each other along, and then the weird physics kind of made them lock in with each other. And then they kind of carried on for the next two corners, and then I had to take the inside, otherwise I was losing a front wing.
All right. But the safety car restart, was there not a safety car restart free bus stop where Billy and Christian like were almost
Oh,
sideways? Yeah, you had to take
oh yeah,
evasive action
that
there.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it was just Bailey kind of overestimated how cool his tires were, and then bonked the back of Christian. But then it kind of reset the safety car because he let him by, but then Christian kind of was slow, so it was kind of a big old kerfuffle. And then it was just about going around the outside of Bailey, trying not to overtake him before the safety car restart line, which I've done multiple times this season already. Um, and then yeah, got Christian in the end.
Yeah, well played, well played. And yeah, and you just played it perfectly in that last safety car restart, made your way through the traffic, and yeah, picked. Uh, you want to win the race, you pick up the championship, and of course you did it. So, I mean, we're heading into the final 2 rounds of the season, so we don't have to talk about the championship anymore. You've already got that in the bag. So, what way are you going to show up for those races, or are you just going to
Yeah,
have some fun
no,
then?
no, of course I'll show up. There's now the constructors to worry about, even though I think that's kind of out of reach. I'm not sure. I think we're like 20 points or something behind, but I want to have a bit of fun as well in the final 2 races. So maybe like I don't know a last to something challenge, especially in Miami and was it Brazil. Those would be 2 fun tracks to do that on.
Yeah. You always sound so chill after races as well. Like, if I was you, I'd be like vibrating just with nerves or whatever, or the adrenaline rush. But yeah, how do you keep so calm?
Well, I mean, in the race, I wasn't very calm. I have a couple of incidents. I don't know if you caught it, but when I had so much overspeed on like the train at the beginning, and then I had to like slam on the brakes and go on the grass to avoid Bailey at the end of the Camel Straight. That was a hairy moment. And then another, I mean, after the safety car, there was plenty of hairy moments, but uh, it's just about having confidence at the end of the day. If you think you could do it, then there's no reason to be worried, right?
Yep, true. Yep. I want to ask one last question. We've turned ghosting off
I guess.
this season. What do you think? Like, I mean, maybe you're not seeing too much of the issues because you're usually at the front end of the grid, but like, what is your take on it so far?
Well, I mean, I think in the 2 incidents where it did kind of impact me today, where Christian got tagged around, and then at the end of the final safety car, it was kind of good and bad. Because Christian didn't ghost, and that didn't mean I drove right past him and he lost a bunch of positions, and it would have caused all sorts of penalties knowing Codemasters. So that was pretty good. But then the second one where they kind of all collected each other at the back, it adds to realism, yes, but then again, the crash was caused because of crappy Codemasters physics. So, if they just ghosted inside of each other, then we maybe could have had a better fight for the lead and not just a 3 second gap by the end. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but being at the front, I don't really see it too much if people get collected from behind. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But I
and
know in Singapore it was pretty bad. Sorry, with Snacks in the tunnel when he was stuck there, I almost crashed into him.
yeah, that's the thing as well. It does increase the chance of safety cars, and we're seeing a few more of those creep into tier one than usual, I guess. But yeah, just interesting to get your take on that. Justin, I'll not keep you any longer, but again, congrats on the win today, and of course the title. Um, yeah, the Justin era is still ongoing and it's still going strong. So I'll let you go away and chill out for a bit and enjoy the champagne. Well done, well done, Justin, once again.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye. I want to bring Jamie. He's
Oh,
waiting in the wings there. Yes, I yoinked you in, Jamie.
yep.
P2. Tell us about your race.
It was good. I was the closest to pole I'll ever be and managed to qualify P7, I think it was. That field spread was really tight today, which is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, the race, pretty chill for most part until the safety car, and then obviously started on the hards, so then I was on the mediums, meaning I had a big pace advantage on the hards in front of me. Started to make some moves, and then what was it? The second safety car, yeah, and then I didn't box. I said to Christian, "Don't box." He didn't listen, and I was hoping to gap Feddy because he was on old softs, and I managed to do that. But I saw the Terminator come through the crash that was happening, and
Yeah.
that was it. That was it from that point. I knew I couldn't keep him behind once he got through.
Yeah, I have to admit, like watching the race, I was like, that's not a good call. I've had races before in Spa where I stayed out on older tires, and I just got eaten up. But you brought it home in P2, which must feel like a win at this point. I mean, there was a lot of guys behind you on those fresh sauce, looking to make moves. But yeah, for whatever it was, traffic or whatever. But you had the pace in just to bring it home P2. That is a great performance from you. Um, Possibly a driver of the day contender, but we'll speak about that after. I mean, we've got 2 rounds left in this season. How are you looking at? How are you going to approach those races? Is it just business as usual, or just gonna chill and just try and have fun with it?
Well, there is the constructors to battle for.
Yeah,
I put that in my predictions that me and Christine would win it. So, keep going, try and win it.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, you two make a good pairing. Very fast drivers. Always seem to be up in the mix. We saw Christian win last week. I want to see you win though. I really do, because I know you're.
Same.
Yeah, it's coming. I think it's coming. It's yeah, unfortunately we've got this guy called Justin in the league.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I say unfortunately. I mean respectfully. So like,
Oh yeah, he's
just
rapid. It's good.
yeah, it's amazing just to see you guys compare yourself, to Justin. But yeah, he's the man to beat. So whenever you do eventually get that win, you'll know you earned it, for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
And Christian's showed it is possible. Um, yeah, we've had a various race winners this season. Justin hasn't had it all his own way, but if you looked at the point standings, you probably would think differently. But
Yeah.
yeah, you fancy any of those tracks, Brazil or Miami's next?
Miami. I always go with the wrong setup at Miami. I always end up running too much downforce and being quick on one lap and then slow for the race. And Brazil, hopefully it rains.
Okay, well there you go. Well, yeah, I haven't seen too much of the wet stuff this season, so it might be the one. It might
Yeah.
be the one. But Jamie, congrats again on P2. Very well done, especially in that final phase of the race. You just did what you had to do to bring it home, and yeah, P2. Be happy with that.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right, and there we go. That's Jamie. Who else will we bring in? I think. Oh, Billy Thompson. Billy. What can we say? I mean,
I can say I got hit by a Ferrari that was lagging. That's what I can say.
right, okay, because I
Yeah,
didn't.
that's what it looked like. It looked like an extremely laggy incident from what I could tell from that point. But it's just tell us about that from your point of view, I guess.
I've checked the footage. I've run the numbers, boys, and it was just lag. Like it wasn't anyone's fault. I left enough space. He didn't turn into me. He lags off his line, hits me, and then goes straight back to his normal line. I was pretty angry in the moment though, because I think that ultimately cost me a shot at the win.
Can we name that Ferrari driver?
I think it was Night Owl. I think.
Nidal. And sorry, was that lag or was that driver error then, or
Yeah, it was just lag.
lag? Right.
It
Oh,
was just complete lag.
that sucks. Yeah. I mean, how are you
Wonders
feeling?
of crossplay, I guess.
Yeah, how are you feeling in that race? Because obviously there's different. Yeah, at the start of the race you were doing great, and then the safety cars kind of mix things up a bit, and yeah, we saw you dropping back a bit after the safety car restart. Like, how were you thinking on those hards? Obviously they take a while to get up to temperature and to bed into the race. Like, were you struggling on those hards on the safety car restart then, or?
I wouldn't say I was struggling. I was more just in an unfortunate position. I lost. I hit Christian on the restart, but nothing happened there. Just it more allowed Justin to get through more than anything. And I just couldn't get DRS. Like every time I hit the camera straight, I was just the one in front. I couldn't. I couldn't get within someone else's for some reason. And then obviously the incident with the Ferrari was, well, that's what it was.
Yeah,
But yeah.
what could have been. We still have 2 races left this season though, so um, and I've seen you practicing a lot, so I think a win's coming in it by the end of the season.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so we've
mean,
got Miami and Brazil. I mean, what do you think? Fancy those tracks or?
I raced Miami on F122 actually, in SLR. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know. I don't know if you remember. If you remember, I didn't remember until a while, until a little bit ago. But I was fighting for the win in that race, so if I can channel that pace from F122, we should be fine.
Okay, well, we will look forward to that. But yeah, for now, we will move on to the next guy. We've got a lot of guys
Yep.
waiting in the wings. But yeah, Billy, thanks for joining us in the commentator booth.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, bye. Let's see. I'm gonna bring in Kit. Kit. Yes, Kit. What a race, man. I mean, Collie, you're up against these absolute aliens. We didn't really see much of you at the start of the race, but as the race started swinging to the other way, the safety cars, suddenly you appeared in P8. We're like, what? How did you get there? And then, yeah, you brought it home. You got a nice position in Spa. Like, I mean, just tell us what happened from your POV.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's just a hobby, so I'm joking. uh, no, I mean, once again, Kit frauds himself into the top 10 with safety cars. Uh, no. But I felt like, at least from my point of view, he had like serious pace, just like misjudged it in quality in terms of ERS. And as you know, if you have no battery, you have no straight line speed whatsoever. So it's yeah, it was trying to dig deep and come back again, because I feel like I would have put a lap good enough for P10, but yeah, just people around me just making mistakes and doing like, excuse my French, but just like a bit of silly moves, silly goose moves. It's just taking the opportunities, as they present themselves, especially the last safety car. And it's just, it was just about keeping your nose clean and make your way up the field. But yeah, no, it was solid. It was solid.
Yeah,
Finally, some points again.
yeah, 4 points.
Oh,
P8.
double points. Oh, yeah, from Jeddah, and no, I think it was P7 or P8. Maybe it was P8 or P7. I don't know, but yeah, double points from Jeddah as well. So we'll take those, and obviously, big congratulations for my teammate who probably didn't break a sweat this entire season, but he's who he is. So yeah, no, good race. You need to replicate it tomorrow, Chief.
The pressure's on, yeah.
The
Uh,
pressure's on.
it is, yeah. I need a crew chief, by the way, so just putting that out there. Yeah, so we're heading into the final rounds of the season in Tier 1. We've got Miami, we've got Brazil. You fancy your chances at either of those tracks, or both, maybe?
Well, it's all to play for in the constructors, I believe. I think Alpine had a bad outing today. And McLaren, I think they overtook us by a couple of points. But I mean, amongst the top three, I think it's all to play for. So I need to pull my weight, and I'm not good at Miami, but I feel like it's okay because none of us are good at Miami, and it's just like a track that no one is good at. So I just have to do better than okay, I guess, and hopefully we score some more points throughout the last two races of the season.
Yeah, the constructors is up for grabs. Yeah, you're not far off, and as you know, with two cars, you can bring home a lot of points. And Justin tends to bring home the maximum points. So yeah, whatever points you can get, I'm sure he is very grateful of. But you're up against some like McLaren, Jamie, and Christian. That's a team and a half there. Also the yeah, there's a bunch of guys there who are quite fast. So yeah, good luck for the rest of the season. But yeah, it's been enjoyable watching you bring it home, getting points in Tier 1. And today was no different. P8, yeah, I just checked it. P8, it was very marginal. Noah, you just missed out on that P7. Noah had that time penalty, so just very
Yeah.
marginally off him. But P8, 4 points in the bag. Kit, well done. And thanks for taking the time to speak to us in the commentary booth.
Yeah, a good one.
We'll
See
speak
ya.
to you soon, yeah. And that's it, Ice. I think we can wrap it up there for now. We managed to make our way through most of the interviewees, but what a race, yeah. Justin bringing it home, The story is he wins the championship at Spa with 2 races to go, 4 in a row. I'm sure people are sick of hearing me glaze. I think glaze is the word in it. Young people use now.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's, sometimes you just gotta glaze, it's like, 4 in a row, wins, Spa, 2 rounds to go. Emphatic victory once again from Justin, but, we've seen different winners this season. There is hope out there that we're going to get a challenger for the throne. We've seen Christian win last week. McKender's won a race this season. Mibu, who is no longer in Tier 1, but hopefully will come back.
Yeah, I guess the story is about the team championship, because that is still very close. So Alpine, McLaren, and Racing Bulls are all within 11 points going into the last two races. I've actually seen a bit of a downer message on the channel there from McKender, so let's hope that's maybe just frustration after the race, and maybe he will actually still race. But yeah, I think there's still something to look forward to in the last 2 races.
Yeah.
The team championship is completely open for grabs, and I think McLaren actually have a pretty good chance there if Jamie and Christian can keep up this pace that they have shown in the last couple of races.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I had to pick someone, I probably would be McLaren. I mean, you never want to bet against Justin, but with a team pairing like that, a McLaren, we saw it today, and Jamie P2 in the end, and Christian not far behind in P3 actually. Yeah, so P2, P3.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Ice. Classic race, classic track. We're off to Miami. We're getting a bit of sun, hopefully, although the rain has been there a few times in the past. And then it's the final race in Brazil. So constructors up for grabs for now. Justin takes the Drivers' Championship, and that's it from me and Icewind. It's been a pleasure once again, Ice. And yeah, thanks to everybody for watching, and good night for now.